Vian, unbelievable game. Just from the Capitals needing 42 to win, or 42 balls with 9 wickets in hand. Just when you guys got that second wicket, got together in a huddle, what was the chat like? Was there all the belief in the world that you guys could still get it done?
I wouldn't say all the belief in the world, but I think to put it simple, what Kesh pretty much said to us right through the game is that it's a power play wicket to bat. Generally, the first 6 overs, especially with a team like this who's incredibly aggressive, they could get off to a flyer like they did. Even your best balls can go. So when it gets a bit slower, the ball gets a bit softer, generally spins a bit. And with someone like Noor, Nav, Keshav, who controls their pace so well and doesn't really miss, I think we're always in the game. To win from 42 runs from 42 balls, I don't think we ever want to be in that position again, but I think generally that just shows the character of a lot of these players in the DSG team. And yeah, with a leader like Keshav who kind of encourages you to never give up, yeah, special things can happen. Like tonight is, in my opinion, a really special win.
Thanks, Nick. Hi, Vian. Congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
Just speak to us about the mental fortitude of the team. Obviously, you mentioned that you guys, I think in the last 42 balls, you had about 7 wickets. And what does it say about the mental fortitude of the team, especially looking at how close you guys got to winning the competition last season, and how much of a boost is that going to give you guys now for how you started the season?
No, I think a win like this is massive. I think if you ever going to qualify for playoffs or even try and get into the playoffs, you need games like this to go your way. To be honest, it's hard to say that this game should have gone our way, because I think we were out of it pretty much 42 from 42 balls. So to win a game like this, I think sums up, like I said earlier, what this team is about. We've got so many experienced players. Having someone like Kane, Naveen, Noor, guys who play in leagues all over the world in our team, just kind of shows the composure, I'd say, firstly, and secondly, understanding of ways to win. Having someone like Wokes come back after his first 2 overs just shows that never say die attitude, and I think that's how we're going to play going forward. Generally, that's been DSG's kind of mantra, I'd say, is we kind of find a way to win, especially at home. So I think that answers your question pretty well. Kane doesn't speak a lot, to be honest. He just said keep it simple, have your options. If he bowls in your area and you feel like you can score, pretty much go for it. He's such a level-headed person, and for someone like me who's quite emotional, it's really nice to be on the other side, or have him on the other side rather. So I mean, that's as simple as he kept it, really, is just play the ball on merit. If he bowls it in your area, take it on. And that's pretty much the clarity I felt like I needed when I walked in. It's never easy to walk in those situations, especially after you saw Classie's first ball spin, and I'm like, oh damn, now it's my turn. But I think in general, it's just having someone who's so composed on the other side makes a lot of the demons go away, I'd say. And what was your second question? Sorry. Just having internationals in the team. Yes, I mean I'm quite close with Classie. I'm quite close with Quinny, Kane, obviously, and Wokesy. I've just met them. But that's something I personally try and pick their brains all the time. They're pretty much becoming real international stars, but also like someone like Kane and Classie becoming legends of their games, I'd say, or legends of the game. And chatting to Kane, it's always about very simple and keeping it very simple. And for someone, like I explained earlier, for me, I make the game a lot harder than I think it should be. And having someone like him just reiterate the simple things are what's really important. You can't really guarantee runs ever, but you can guarantee the state of mind you take into the game. Really resonates with me personally. So those are the type of conversations we generally have, is how we're going to go about the game, and what are our plans, and then just about trying to execute as well as we can under pressure.
Hi everyone.
Hi,
you've
man.
been in great form with the bat.
Thank you.
Just from your side, how important is it to keep your all-round performance going, especially with the ball and bat? Now that you're doing so well with the bat, how much of pressure are you feeling to continue with this great form?
To be honest, I'm more frustrated with the way I bowled tonight, rather than too focused on the batting. I mean, I feel like I work hard on my game. So to bowl a poor over here and there is really frustrating. But I mean, I think in cricket, I have 4 good innings, 1 bad innings, and then my Instagram goes mad with you useless. So generally, I try and stay in the moment. I try not to worry too much about the outside noise. I'm more trying to get as good as I can be. My dream is to play for South Africa. That's pretty much been what I've tried to do from when I got exposed the first time at 19 or whatever it was. I've only recently started finding my feet a little bit in international cricket, I'd say, with a couple of good performances here and there. But I mean, I'm still very far from where I would like to be. I mean, we all have to dream, I guess. But yeah, there's always pressure on you, especially when you play international cricket. But at the moment in the test team, it really helps having someone like Temba around, who's been around for a long time. He's somebody that's been there from the beginning of my career, to make things a little bit simpler for me in terms of what's coming and how he wants me to approach it and how we buy into things as a team. So that creates a lot of clarity for me too. And yeah, hopefully I can keep playing well, or yeah, hopefully I can take a 5 here and there and bowl well as well. But I'm going to keep trying to get as good as I can be with bat and ball. Yeah, I feel like that's what my currency is, the fact that I can bat and bowl, not just slog a couple at the end. Yes, like I said earlier, when they're 154, what was it, 154 without loss, we thought they're going to chase the bonus point, and we just wanted to stay in it, to be honest. And I think at that stage, 209 looked like a mini target, really. So I think you keep reassessing the whole time, and you try and find ways to stay in the game. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say. I think as a team, we just try to fight till the end. I don't think we set too many targets, to be honest. So I mean, 209 was what we kind of felt we could get, losing wickets at crucial times. And then with a power play like they had, I think you're always looking over your shoulder, like who's bowling the next over type thing. So you, in your own head, you're working out, okay, where are we going to try and find the wicket? And I think that mindset changed after we got the wicket of Gurbaz. Kesh kind of just said we can't be defensive here, we have to find a way to get a wicket. Whether that changes the way you bowl, whether you have to use a couple more length balls or short balls, or instead of just going Yorkers which could be defensive. That's where I think the mind shift went to, and when we kept getting wickets, I think you keep looking at the score and you go, okay, is it possible? Can we do this? 42 or 42, can we do this? Who knows? And then we just stayed in the fight. So the targets, I wouldn't say was that important, but more important was the way we went about it.
Congratulations on the win. Just
Thank
your
you.
reflection in the last 18 months in South African cricket, your revival in test matches internationally, and then the pitch with SA20, the growth, attracting new stars, like top star international stars like Kane Williamson. How can you react on the last 18 months of South African cricket as a whole?
I think if you look at South African cricket alone, there's been a lot of really high-performing teams, especially in big tournaments. I think the old we kind of fail under pressure has been changed a little bit, I'd say. I think consistently we're putting ourselves in a position where we overcome hurdles like tonight's game. We've done that against Bangladesh in the World Cup. We did it, I think it was against Nepal or something like that in the World Cup as well. So I think consistently the teams are finding ways to win, which kind of says that we're doing something right. I think we're producing a lot of really good cricketers. I think the SA20 has played a massive role in upskilling people in their various different ways. I still feel like the SA20 sees a lot of the cream of the crop. So the cream gets all the money and like the opportunity, and how we're going to keep producing players to end up eventually in SA20, eventually playing for South Africa, I think will be not a challenge, but I think that's the way that kind of cricket is going in South Africa. All the guys who are playing in the SA20 gets all the publicity, they get all the marketing, they get all the opportunities on TV, I'd say, which in South African cricket, I think we're moving in the right direction, and as long as we can keep producing people who can perform at international level, I think we'll keep doing special things. I think our system is pretty strong overall. So I think it's incredibly exciting. I think as a fan, if you're watching how many people came to watch us tonight, obviously things are going in the right direction, which is really exciting for me as a player. I don't know what you guys feel, but that's how I see it.